This is a very serious topic and it's something very important to talk about because it goes both ways. And we are so fragile and unstable, mentally, emotionally, spiritually unstable, that we have to make an extra effort to keep a balance. And you can read and you can do listen podcasts, you can do the work and still struggle with that. Talking about me. So, in life, when you finally, first to find your purpose and the things that you want to do is a big struggle. That's a total problem. It's a big issue. I was listening to Job, the book of Job, and then it essentially talks a lot about faith, be staying faithful and continue doing the work. But it's really hard when things are going bad, right? When things are going south, you don't feel like throwing flowers. So but when you finally find your purpose, and when you finally find something that you want to dedicate your life to, and when you finally find that thing that is missing, so you find that feel in you, that fire in you to push through, to continue. It's like, oh, I finally get it. Okay, so this is what I want to do with my life. And then and because it's just so comes with you, it's just so individual, and it's so um it's you, it has your characteristics, it has your signature. So you start building in and you start from zero. So you start shaping it in and you start putting all your time, all your effort, all your love into it. So you start nurturing that project or that thing that the desire of your heart. So you start nurturing it and you put all time. But we live in a society of instant gratification. What that means is I want to see results, because if I don't see results, then it's not working. So let me scroll through TikTok because it's gonna tell me right in less than a minute what I need to know. So that's the society that we live in right now. That's the culture right now, where it's tell me what to do so I can just go and do it. And it sounds so simple because as a coach, it's like I want to have that magic formula for you to find your answers and just go do it, because I want to simplify my job as well. But it's so hard. So because everybody's so different and everybody's so unique and everybody's so powerful. So once you discover what you really want to do with your life and you nurture it, then you put all the work, but then you don't see fruits. Aha. Then what you do in that moment, this is just that terrifying moment where it's like, oh my God, what exactly am I doing? But once you find that thing that is gonna move you through, this is the thing that then you nurture, is like a kid you care about. But when that thing is not giving you fruits, then you have self-doubt. And it's like, oh my goodness, I'm not, it's I just started 2 weeks ago and I'm not getting anything out of it. And something I wanna be very clear about this. Whatever you start, if it's a diet, if it's a project, if it's a painting, whatever it is, it will take time for you to start seeing results. It will take some time, so you have to continue doing the work. Give yourself a year, give yourself 2 years, give yourself permission, because this is what we do. We put 2 weeks of intense work and the sleepless nights and just all that work and every day, and we want to continue living like that. Is no, you said after 2 weeks, it's like I've been putting a lot of work. Yes, you have been putting a lot of work, but it's just so compacted. You have to be able to distribute your time better, manage your time better, so it's not overwhelming. So that thing that you love the most doesn't become a burden. That's a very thin line. But anyway, so once you find that and you nurture it and you love it, and then it doesn't give you fruits, then we fall into this self-sabotage mode, in which you having, you if you're seeing a coach or if you're doing the work, you're thinking, yes, I'm gonna do it. These 2 weeks is like, yes, I'm pumped and I'm gonna get things done. And yeah, this is the vision that I see, and I feel super creative and I have all this stuff going on. And then 2 weeks later, or a month later or 2 months later, you don't see, because you created unrealistic expectations. Sometimes we have the tendency to do that. And even if you created realistic expectations, you don't don't tell yourself, I have to learn to be patient with this process. We don't ever tell that to ourselves because we don't think about that. We just think on all the creativity and all the things and all the good that I'm going to be doing and all that stuff. So when you're covered with this self-sabotage and these negative thoughts, you need a support system. Something. We are created to belong. We are created to be in community. We are created to talk to people. So when all these things are happening and you're doing all the work, you go to talk to people that are close to you. And then you come and say, look, this is what I'm doing, and I'm creating this, and I'm doing this, and I'm not seeing results, but look at all this it's doing, because you're the one that is doing the work, and because you are the one that is putting all this time and all this effort. The other person hasn't. So the other person hasn't seen the other side of what you're doing. So when this happens, the other person, and sometimes it's you, just just think about that. The other person would think from the outside because he's not looking at the whole picture. So the other person have the will have the need to say, oh, well, you can do this or you can do that, give advice or give solve the issue that they think you are having. So they're looking for ways to help you out to solve that issue. Um, so they're like, oh, well, maybe you can do this, or maybe you can do that, or it sounds like you're not doing X, Y, and Z, or it sounds like what you were planning on doing is not happening, or they start just giving you feedback and they start just talking. And in that moment, when you're low and when you're already full of self sabotage, full of yourself, um, you're going to someone else because you're looking for reaffirmation, you're looking for nurturing, you're looking for, since no one like you grew up nurturing yourself, that's why you're doing all this. Then when you're covering self-sabotage and negative thoughts, you're gonna go look for someone to get you out of that funk. But guess what? They're not doing the work that you're doing. So more than likely, they're gonna come and dig you a little bit more, dig a hole a little bit deeper so they can cover you on top. And why am I saying this? Because they don't know. They don't know. So it's important, if you're the person that gives advice, I encourage you to think on probably that person's process. Ask better questions. Sometimes we come to people not to find a solution. Sometimes it's like, okay, maybe I can get an idea, and yes, and get ideas, and have communication and have feedback and all that stuff, which is great. But when someone tries to solve our issue, and when someone comes with the best um, desires and feelings and emotions to say, I want to help you, when we're in a bad state of mind, that can be taken negatively. That can be taken like criticism, judgment. Oh, they don't support me. They don't care about me the way I need to be cared for. Because so tip number one, if you're the person that giving it advice, don't do that, because then you become the the bad person. You become the bad one by saying, it's like, well, she came to me and I asked and I gave her an advice, and then she got mad at me and she's not talking to me. Because it's important that you realize, you advisor, realize, if someone comes to you with a problem, most of the time it's because they just want to vent out. They just want to talk to someone and feel that is someone there, that when they're low, they're just gonna hold them and care about them with the mouth shut. That's all you have to do. You don't bringing your things into someone else's luggage, it can create more luggage for them. So have grace in your mind and your heart to say, okay, maybe they just want to vent out. And ask them a question, do you want to vent out, or you're looking for an answer, a solution? What is it? So you can help them the best way you can. Now, if you're the person on the other side that is struggling with all this stuff, go and tell them the same thing. I'm feeling stressed out. Honesty is key. And you have to tell yourself, I need to learn to be patient with the process. And honesty is the beginning. So I have a friend and I'm struggling, this is this is what I'm struggling with, and I feel depressed, and I feel that I'm not going anywhere, and I feel worthless, and I feel that all the work and all the time and everything that I'm doing doesn't have anything good. That's how I feel right now, friend. But I don't need your advice. I just need you to listen to me, because at the end of the day, we just need to be nurtured. We just need to be cared for. We have the need to belong. And belonging is not so much of tell me what to do. It's more listen to what I have to say. So just listen. It's just be compassionate with people. Just listen to what they have to say. And if you're doing the work, let me tell you, it's hard. It will be always hard. It will never stop being hard. So you have to learn to love it, to manage your time better, so you don't give 3 weeks of extenuant and heavy work and then you hate it. That's not the point. The point is to love what you do, the way you do it, and just give it one day at a time, so you can continue doing it for a long period of time for your life if that's what you want. But be patient with the process. Love yourself. Be honest. Be patient and drink water. So I thought that was good to share. So take care of yourself.